Oh hi, I'm Eva. Today we are going to be doing a foundation wear test. I'm curious about this. If you guys watched the drugstore full face video, I found this Catrice when I was in my local Shoppers. It was like $7 for a bottle. I thought about returning it because it is the wrong shade for me, but I have nowhere I need to go today. I think it'll work great as a summer shade. Like, it's not so dark that I don't think I can make it work, you know, when I get a tan again. A few things about this test. First, I want to see how much of a difference using a drugstore primer underneath it is going to make. I'm going to be using the Revlon Rose Glow. It is a hydrating, illuminating primer. I really enjoy it. It's the one I always reach for. So I'm going to be doing that on one side of the face. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm going to powder. I am going to use a setting spray. I am going to let myself do touch-ups when it comes to the powder. No touch-ups on foundation. So if it gets scarred or marked or starts sinking, nothing I can do about that. I'm just going to use touch-up powder to deal with, you know, the oil that could be rising to the top. I don't think it's fair to treat it as if it's not a day of wearing makeup. Like, during a normal day wearing any other foundation, I would touch up during the day, so I don't think it's fair not to do that for this little guy. I think those rules are pretty fair, so let's get into it. I am fighting the urge to put this on my entire face right now. I think this is a pretty good test of, like, the foundation itself, though, because I am breaking out terribly right now, which might be because I keep trying so many new products right now, and it is screwing up my skincare. Anyways, we gotta let this dry a second. I won't be using any concealer on all of the blemishes. I'd like to see more so what the coverage of the foundation is on its own and not augmented with another product. Now that the primer's had a minute to sit, we're gonna shake her up because it says to, and start applying our foundation. I know it's super fun to do the droplets right on your face, but I mean, I do that for the first impression, but it's just on the back of my hand right now. The smell is still bothering me. Maybe it's just a smell that I'm not accustomed to, and that's why it's bothering me. Sorry, for those who didn't see my drugstore video, which I will link below. When I did my first impression of this product, there were some things that I pointed out that I didn't particularly like. One is that I did feel some irritation upon applying it on my face. It did fade away and I didn't feel any irritation for the rest of the day. But that's never a good sign when products give you immediate irritation. Another one was the scent of the product. The smell of this, it has this moisturizer smell. And not fancy moisturizer. It has a smell of like a perfumed, heavy hand moisturizer. And that's not necessarily a bad smell, it's just not one that I expect to smell on a foundation or that I affiliate to a foundation. I'm also a little bit proud of myself today. I did an updo. That thing that I never do. At this point I think it would only be detrimental to add more, so this is the coverage we're left with. I mean, I can still tell that there is acne there. One thing I can say, just looking first thing, our primer side is definitely smoother. I don't know how much of the texture of my face you can see in the camera right now. But looking in the mirror, this side is definitely smoother. My open pores on my cheek are much smoother. My forehead looks smoother. I would say that using a primer is definitely advantageous with this formula, but we'll see how that reacts in the long run. Okay, let's get to powdering. I will not be baking any portion of my face. We're just going to throw on my usual Marcel powder. Okay, I feel that we are suitably powdered. I will point out I will not be using this powder to do touch-ups because it's not best for it. I will be using the GG Gorgeous touch-up powder because it is great for touching up, almost as if that's what it was made for. I will say though, just leaving this the way it is not fun enough for me, so we are gonna throw on some more stuff before we hit it with setting spray. My eyes are incredibly red. I've been awake for a very long time. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what time it was. Okay, we put the setting spray on, so I guess it starts now. It is 8:20 a.m. I've been awake since like 1 p.m. yesterday, so. Now that this is done, I am going to go do my brows and my eyes and all that. And I'll be back in just 1 second for you, but probably considerably longer for me. Okay, this is our finished product. This is what I'm going to look like for the day. I'll be checking in intermittently when I'm remembering to, and we'll see how she wears. Okay, it's now 10:20, so it's been 2 hours since we finished putting this on our faces. Our faces, you're doing this with me. I am getting shiny on the sides of my nose. I knew it was going to happen. So far, I can say with confidence that the side of my face with primer is still much smoother. And I would actually say it looks more matte than the side without, which is interesting to me because it's a hydrating primer. I didn't think it would really amplify the mattifying effects of the foundation, but it's cool that it did. Aside from that, it has settled really hard into the fine lines under my eyes, making them much, much, much more visible than they would be with my like Sephora or, you know, no makeup at all. So I'm not loving the fact that I look a little bit older. I don't think huddling myself into a blanket is helping the age situation, but it's very cold here. I've got my Gigi, so let's go. Gigi Nori, Gigi Nori. Gigi Nori is good game. No rematch. Ryan plays a fair amount of Smash Ultimate, so I get to listen to that. Oh, I didn't think of that. Because this powder is lighter, not that I contoured today, but it's making the outside of my nose lighter than the ridge of my nose, which definitely makes it look wider and not thinner at all. While we're here, I'm also going to put just a little bit under my eyes because with all that creasing happening, I just want to see if I can make it any better. I will say my skin feels a little tight and itchy and irritated. Some of that might be the fact that I've been awake for a long time. I think some of that is the foundation, but I'm finding more itchiness in this area on this side of the face that I'm feeling on this side, which would make me believe that my primer is acting as a barrier fairly efficiently and not letting my face get so irritated. So anyways, I will check in with you guys a little bit later. Okay, it's now 1:30, so this is our next check-in. I had to blow my nose, and I did so as carefully as physically possible, but there is distinctly no foundation left on the very bottom of my nose. Also, when I was wrapping myself in my blanket, it touched the top of my nose, so there's just like striation marks down it. I think what we're seeing here is that it doesn't want to stay at all on my skin. Every single pore on both sides of my face is incredibly visible. Every tiny little line is so visible. My nose is shiny again, so that will be powdered. So is my chin. We're not even halfway through 24 hours and this foundation is it's not looking so good. I'm really wondering if this stuff can last 24 hours. I've only been wearing this for like 5 hours. That's really disappointing to me. 5 hours is not enough time for this to be completely falling apart when it says 24 hours. My 10-hour foundation would be fine right now. See you at the next check-in. Okay, I'm now checking in again. It is a few minutes to 6 o'clock, so this has been on for nearly 10 hours. You guys know we've done a couple touch-ups so far. I've changed lip colors because I asked Ryan which fun and exciting lip color I should put on, and he said the bright purple one. So I'm wearing the bright purple one now. I said earlier that my nose got like lacerated in the foundation from my blanket, and I tried to powder over top of it, and it's just disintegrating with the oil of my skin. Under my nose, it's so creased in here. Like, I brought you guys in closer for this reason. It's getting so like cakey in here. Every part where I have acne just looks like scrunched up. Under my eyes is looking really scrunchy right now. And there's just like this oily sheen covering most of my face at this point. Not much we can do about the oil, but keep using touch-up powder. My concern is that it needs so much touch-up powder that we're just gonna look like little bakery dolls, because we'll be so cakey. Honey, did you hear my pun? Hmm? That I was gonna look like a bakery doll, because I'd be so cakey.
Oh. So I didn't miss anything, did I?
It was cute! You're the worst.
You're cute though.
Am I though? Am I really done with this Come here and look at this foundation and tell me I'm cute. Does this look like natural skin?
No. Absolutely not.
Aside from it needing so much powder and it migrating so easily on my nose, which is the oiliest part of my face, like areas where there isn't any pre-existent issues, like on areas of my cheeks where I didn't have acne, parts of my forehead where I didn't really have lines, like over in my temples, those areas still look great. One other thing I did want to talk to you guys about, if you didn't know, I do have a blog. It is evablakeman.com. I have been writing on it for over a year now. I had run previous blogs before, but this is the one that has my actual name on it, so you know that I'm very proud of it. If you guys want to check it out, maybe read, catch up on things that you wouldn't see on YouTube that I write about, I'd really appreciate it. And you guys can always comment there or comment on my videos so we can, you know, get to know each other, communicate. I can hear feedback, you guys can give me ideas or criticism, whatever. I just really enjoy having that dialogue with you guys. So that's another platform we can talk on. This may be today's last check-in, because I'm very tired. So I will probably see you guys in the morning, and we can laugh at how stupid I look. Okay, it is 8 in the morning, which means we're done. I slept with it on. It just looks like the leftovers of makeup. Anywhere where there's disruptions on the skin, it's there and caked in. Anywhere on my skin that's kind of smooth and nice, it's completely gone. So, is this a 24-hour wear? Absolutely not. But I think we knew that like 10 hours ago. Sorry, I'm very tired. Anyways, it was fun to do this kind of experiment. I don't know if I'd ever do another 24-hour wear test. I think I'd do like an all-day wear test. That seems fine, but this, it felt really gross to go to bed with makeup on. And Ryan a few times is like, why don't you go wash your face? And I'm like, I can't. I promised myself that I would do 24 hours. And he's like, yeah, but you look so uncomfortable. And I'm like, well, yep, I am. Feels totally gross to go to bed with your makeup on, so. My verdict, is this a 24-hour formula? No. Is this worth wearing? No. Does it last more than 3 hours? No. Anyways, I'm Eva. If you guys like this video, please hit like, comment down below, and hit subscribe. So I can see you guys next time.